All right. So, Algebra 1. Sorry again that I cannot be here today. Wrestling is very busy this time of year, so thank you again for working through everything. And now that we're done with homework quiz, at least you should be done with homework quiz. If you're not, make sure and get that turned in or see the sub. They should have those ready for you. All right, so today's lesson going to be still about multiplying polynomials. This is day number 3. Now, our goal today, be able to multiply polynomials and answer again in standard form. Make sure you are still putting answers in standard form. We're going to start today with a little bit of review. So, there are 3 practice problems here for you. I want you to go ahead and work through those, and then we'll check answers. So, pause the video, work through those real fast, and then we will check those answers. All right, let's check them. So the first one, you're distributing 3x. So 3x multiplied by x squared. 3 has nothing to multiply with, so just leave it at 3. The x multiplied by x squared, the x would have a power of 1. 1 plus 2 would be an x to the power of 3. Now, when you distribute 3x to the 4, now 3 does have something to multiply with. 3 multiplied by 4 is 12. The x this time doesn't have anything to multiply with, so it just becomes x. All right, second one here. Remember to distribute everything in the first set of parentheses. So take x multiplied by x is x squared. Then take x multiplied by negative 7 minus 7x. All right, now distribute the second term in parentheses. 14 multiplied by 7 is a plus 14x. 14 multiplied by negative 7, probably had to use a calculator for this one, is a minus 98. And then remember, the 2 terms that are in the middle should be the 2 that you can combine together. So the x squared, you leave alone. Negative 7 plus 14 is a positive 7 for x. And then put your minus 98. So the second, or really the third one, I should say, very, very similar. The only difference, now you have some numbers in front of x. So when you're multiplying, be careful with that. 2x multiplied by 3x. Take 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. X multiplied by x is x squared. Then 2x multiplied by negative 11. 2 multiplied by negative 11 is negative 22. Keep x with it. And then distribute your second term. So 8 multiplied by 3x is a plus 24x. 8 multiplied by negative 11 is a minus 88. So then just look to combine like terms, which again means look at those middle 2 terms. So for this one, the 6x squared, remember, stays the same. Negative 22 plus 24 is a positive 2x, and then the minus 88 is still there. Alrighty. Now, what's going to be different today? Now there's going to be more than 2 things in each set of parentheses. You could have as many as 3. In fact, I think that's as many as you'll have today, is just 3. Okay, so when we are multiplying, what you have to do differently is you just have to multiply by everything that's in parentheses. In other words, you have to take x, multiply by x squared to get x cubed. Then take x, multiply by negative 2x is a negative 2x squared. And then x multiplied by negative 6 is minus 6x. Okay, so there's the first round of distributing. Now, when you do the second round of distributing, to make things easier, here's what you do. When you take negative 5 and multiply by x squared, instead of writing your minus 5x squared out here, which you can still do, it's still something you can kind of do, I would say do this instead. Instead of writing it out here, line it up. What I mean by line it up is that you'll put your minus 5x squared right below where you have minus 2x squared, and it'll look like this. And then take your minus 5 multiplied by negative 2. Negative 5 multiplied by negative 2 is positive 10. So you're going to have a plus 10x. So just write that beneath where you had the minus 6x. And then take negative 5 multiplied by negative 6 is a plus 30. And what's kind of nice about doing that is now you've got stuff that you can combine together and it's all lined up. You just add going straight down. So x cubed has nothing to combine with. It's still just x to the third. Negative 2 plus negative 5 is a minus 7x squared. Negative 6 plus positive 10 is a plus 4x. And then 30 have nothing to combine it with, so it's just plus 30. Which I think is kind of nice. By lining these up, makes it go pretty quick. Now, an alternative, let's look at it in a different one. So number 5, an alternative to doing that is to kind of set up a box. And what you do, if there are 1, two terms in the first set of parentheses, then you just put each of those on its own row. Now, if there are three terms, 1, 2, 3 in the second set of parentheses, those become kind of like columns for a box, to where you'd say 4x squared minus 7x plus 3. Now, then what you do is you just find the area of each box, meaning you multiply the two things together that are on the sides. So for the first one here, you take 2x multiplied by 4x squared, would mean this first box is an 8x cubed. Then take your 2x and multiply by negative 7x. So 2 multiplied by negative 7 is negative 14. X multiplied by x is x squared. And then last one here, 2x multiplied by 3. 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. Keep x with it, and there'd be your first row. And then go through and do the second row. So very similar to what we were doing before. You're just not showing all of these different lines out here. So take 4 multiplied by 4x squared. 4 multiplied by 4 is 16. Keep x squared with it. 4 multiplied by negative 7x, so 4 multiplied by negative 7 is a negative 28. Keep x with it. And then 4 multiplied by 3, you get a plus 12. Now, the way it lines up is different from how it lined up before. What you have to do differently now is now it's going to be diagonal. So 8x cubed, there's nothing diagonal with it. So it just stays an 8x cubed. Next diagonal, you've got a negative 14x squared and 16x squared. So 16 plus negative 14 is a positive 2, so a plus 2x squared. And then the next diagonal here, you've got negative 28x and 6x, negative 28 plus 6 minus 22x. And then keep your plus 12 with it. There would be your final answer. So if you like the box method, it's great. Feel free to continue using it. If not, you don't have to use it. Okay, so what it looks like again if you're not going to use box method. Let's look at another example here. Let's look at number 6. So on number 6, here is what we're going to do. We're going to go ahead and not use the box method. So we're going to go ahead and distribute like we're used to. 4 multiplied by 6 is 24. You've got x to the second and x to the second. Remember to add your exponents would be x to the power of 4. And then 4x squared multiplied by 9x. 4 multiplied by 9 is 36. X squared multiplied by x, you get x cubed. And then 4x multiplied by negative 3. 4 multiplied by negative 3 is negative 12. Just keep x squared with it. Okay, so there's your first round of distributing. Now go through and distribute a second time. So take negative 2 multiplied by 6x squared is a negative 12x squared. And I'm going to line these up. So notice again I'm putting my x squared right beneath the other x squared. And then negative 2 multiplied by 9x, negative 2 multiplied by 9 is negative 18. Keep x with it. Notice there's nowhere else to line x up with, so just put it to its own spot. And then negative 2 multiplied by negative 3, you get a positive 3. And then again, remember that's what's kind of nice about doing it this way is everything lines up. So similar to on number 5, how you had these diagonals that lined up, the difference is now you just have where the lines, it lines up going straight up and down. So really kind of doing the same thing, not a big difference there. So whichever method you like the most, just continue to do that. Now, as you add going straight down, I'm going to draw in kind of my separators here. Oops. So again, as you are kind of drawing in your separators, remember you're adding going straight down. So the first one, 24x to the fourth, nothing to combine it with is just 24x to the fourth. Same with the 36x cubed, nothing to combine it with, just copy it down. Where you need to be careful, negative 12 plus negative 12 is not 0. Negative 12 plus negative 12 is actually negative 24. So you're going to have negative 24x squared, and then the minus 18x and plus 3 also have nothing to combine with, so you just write those down. And here would be final answer. All right, last one I'm going to show you. I'm going to do box method just one last time here so you can get used to seeing that, and then we'll be done for today. So the x squared minus x plus 3, notice there are 3 terms. So that's going to have to go on the side of the box where there are 3 boxes. So there has to be a spot for each of them. X squared minus x and plus 3. Make sure the signs stay with them too. Now, the second one has two terms. So the 2x plus 1 goes where there are two spots for it. That way you can kind of tell where everything goes. Now, as you go through and multiply, you're taking 2x and multiplying by x squared to get the area of this box here. Now, the 2 has nothing to multiply with. X multiplied by x squared is x cubed. And then find the area of the next box. So 2x multiplied by negative x, 2 multiplied by a negative is negative 2. X multiplied by x is x squared. And then for the last one, 2 multiplied by 3 is 6. And then keep x with it, so 6x. All right, second row. The nice part about multiplying by 1 is it doesn't change anything. 1 multiplied by x squared is x squared. 1 multiplied by negative x is just negative x. 1 multiplied by 3 is just positive 3. So the kind of good news with multiplying by 1 is that you really get to just copy down whatever it is you're multiplying by. All right, let's check diagonals now. So 2x cubed is kind of its own diagonal. So we're just going to copy that down, 2x to the power of 3. Next diagonal here. You've got negative 2x squared and x squared. Negative 2 plus 1 is negative 1, so negative x squared. If you left the 1 there, same thing. Now, negative x and 6x, negative 1 plus 6 would be a positive 5, so you have plus 5x. And then the plus 3 is by itself. So here would be your final answer. Now notice the way that we worked through all of these, they all ended up in standard form. 3, 2, 1, 0, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. If it didn't, remember you need to go back and check. Alright guys, that is it for section 9.5. Once again today, as soon as you are done with notes, show the notes to your substitute and they will have homework for you. As soon as you are done with homework again, you have free time. So feel free to, once you do have free time, please just keep voices down. Remember, do not want any problems with the sub. Problems with the sub, automatic write-up. Now, as soon as you're done with homework, you're done for today. And in fact, if you get homework done, you have no homework over the weekend. Which, hey, 4-day weekend, no homework. Sounds pretty good to me. All right, guys. Have a great rest of your Friday, and I will see you back really next Thursday. So I won't see you Wednesday, next Thursday. Have a good weekend.